What's up, ROCKPOINT Church? My name is Jake Ellebrecht, and I am a high school youth intern, and I'm going to be reading out of the book of Jonah today. Jonah 1:11-13 says, "And since the storm was getting worse all the time, they asked him, 'What should we do to you to stop this storm?' 'Throw me into the sea,' Jonah said, 'and it will become calm again. I know that this terrible storm is all my fault.' Instead, the sailors rowed even harder to get the ship to the land, but the stormy sea was too violent for them, and they couldn't make it." We all know the story of Jonah being eaten by the fish and being spit out after 3 days and 3 nights. What we fail to focus on is what happened beforehand to cause him to be eaten. In this passage, we see Jonah and multiple sailors on a ship in the middle of a stormy sea. These men are facing severe, immediate danger. We see in the passage it says that the storm was getting worse all the time. The sailors had all decided that Jonah was at fault for the storm. They decided that he did something to anger the God that he served, and they asked him how to make it stop. Jonah literally tells them to throw him into the stormy sea, but they don't. The stormy sea is a direct result of Jonah's sin. If Jonah had not sinned against God, he would not even be on this boat in the first place. If Jonah hadn't sinned against God, these men would not be facing imminent death. Our sin affects those around us more than we'd like to admit. Earlier in this story, we see Jonah literally sleeping through the storm. The other men had to come and wake him up. Even when we don't see it, getting stuck in our sin, convincing ourselves that this is the best way, can blind us from the damage it causes to those around us. How is your sin negatively affecting the people in your life? If you're in a relationship and you're struggling looking at pornography, how is that affecting your partner? If you're smoking and going out drinking every weekend, how is that affecting those around you? Our sin has an impact on more than just us. In this passage, we see the sailors rowing harder and harder to try and get to shore instead of just throwing Jonah into the water, making him face his sin, and ultimately stopping the storm. All that had to happen to get the storm to stop was Jonah jumping into the water, standing before God, and admitting that what he had done was wrong. My question for you is, do you have people in your life that will throw you into the water, or people that will row harder to get to shore? Do you have the people in your life that will help you face your sin, or people in your life that will help you run from it? We all need to take a look at our own lives and how our sin affects those around us, and as well as who is pushing us to face it. Thank you.